Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Get in the Garage.
We're a music podcast.
For music lovers.
We have a great show planned for you once again, but remember, please, to like and comment and subscribe and share the podcast with your friends and enemies alike.
Yeah, we have music news. We have Megadeth's new album.
Yep.
We have YUNGBLUD's new album. And we are going to talk about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard in our throwback spot, but it's going to be like a 10-year anniversary of the Gizzard and the Wizard.
Yeah.
Hit that theme song,
And the
brother.
Wizard.
Yeah, here. We're fine.
Good bass in this.
I don't know.
I think.
That nice squire tone.
Maybe. I don't know.
So I just complimented myself then.
Oh, we're rolling it twice?
No, that was an accident.
Oh.
I'll stop it right now.
Rolling it twice.
Didn't realize I was going twice. Anyway, yes, welcome to another episode of Get in the Garage. Welcome, everyone. How you guys doing today?
I'm all right.
I'm
You all
doing
right?
great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had crazy weather in New England, so we're all in recovery of like the torrential downpours that flooded every place and everywhere.
You're the only one with a flooded basement.
Yeah, I did.
You guys,
I never lost power, but
Alex falls.
yeah. Alex's basement also flooded. Yeah. Yeah. But it's old New England houses, man. What can you do?
Oh, this is an old New England house. Do you see any water?
Well,
I think you're on a hill.
God blesses this
it's
house.
it has to
God
do
bless the
with yeah.
Listen, no flooding, but also no phone service. So
Yeah, right.
It's a trade-off,
You
guys.
You get 5G at my house, so
you get
just
1G
saying.
here.
No G.
No G. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. We got some great music news for you. Should I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Sure, man.
Okay. Well, the wait is over. The Osbournes are finally getting another reality TV show.
This is a news story made for you.
Are they? They're getting new
Yes, they are. So the whole thing is that Ozzy and Sharon decided that they're going to move back to the United States. Sharon, they're going to move back to the United States. I'm sorry, back to England from the United States, rather. Buckinghamshire, to be exact. And, so the show's going to revolve around their move back to the UK, their adjustment to kind of like start a new life. But is it really a new life? They're filthy rich. They just basically have everything there when they get there.
Are their children going to be in the show?
Yes, so Jack and Kelly will both be in the show.
What a treat.
What a treat. Kelly Osbourne, I guess, just had a baby or is due to have a baby. So I think the initial couple premises, or storylines, if you will, will be the adjustment back to getting back to the UK. Sharon is turning 70 this year. So I'm sure that'll be a gala affair filled with bubbles. And
I thought demons
thing.
lived forever.
No, she just possesses another.
I can't wait for you to watch this show and tell us all
Yeah,
about
please.
it.
I
Tell me
can't
all
wait.
about
I
it.
still watch reruns on YouTube, man,
know
of the
you do.
original Osbournes. Crazy.
I just can't. I don't do
That's
reality
how it
TV anymore,
goes.
and especially like back then, it was not really told. But he has Parkinson's disease, and like it was clear. Looking back, it's like, oh, he clearly was suffering from that 20 years ago, and now it's like to a point where I don't know. It might be a little dark. I don't know if I really want to watch that. If they're making light of it, if they're being real about the medical stuff, and I think Jack also has MS.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. They just
And,
had they had a
it's
TV show more recently. It was Jack and Ozzy like traveling around the United States because they're both big history buffs.
That was actually a pretty fun show.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It's
It
on.
was
I
a
think it's
good
on
show.
Hulu. I think I started watching it.
That was a good show.
I was like,
wasn't
oh,
it?
the Jack and Ozzy show is on Hulu. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit.
It's right
now.
after Ancient Aliens. It's like, jeez.
No, it's right before Ancient Aliens
Oh
is
my
after dark.
God.
So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that, and also looking forward to. I'll be looking forward
Yeah,
to
you'll
covering-
be looking.
Cover.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys are gonna enjoy it just
Yeah.
as much as I do.
Weekly correspondent. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be reaching back for you. Jeff,
Yeah.
do you have anything?
Well, of course, this past weekend, the September 3rd, was the first Taylor Hawkins tribute concert, which I don't know if people viewed on YouTube or wherever it was streaming. It was like a 6-hour show. It featured tons of special guests, a lot of Taylor Hawkins musical heroes, especially a bevy of drummers, including his son, 16-year-old son, played on My Hero, which was really touching and emotional and a little overwhelming to watch. But I thought it was really cool, and it was at Wembley Stadium, which has a capacity of like 90,000 people. They're doing a second one at the end of September, September 27th. So view that one. And that's going to be in Los Angeles at the Forum, which is a much smaller venue. That's like a 17,000 person basketball arena. So it will be packed to the gills with every American and world celebrity that can be there. And it should be another great show. The lineup is online. And again, lots of drummers and musical acts. And
It was awesome. That kid's name is Shane Hawkins that did that. He was really awesome. Did you see the James Gang reunite? Original drummer and Dave Grohl. So that answers our question from a couple weeks back of, was the James Gang going to have the original drummer? 2 drummers. So that was really, really cool. Did you also see Lars Ulrich and the singer from The Darkness, whose name is Justin Hawkins?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I thought it was. Pitchfork, by the way, didn't mention his name. His name's Justin Hawkins. He had a band. It was probably confusing in that article, but
that's true.
You probably could have shouted his name out instead of the singer for The Darkness.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just I'm not a journalist or anything.
Also, he did multiple songs.
Yeah, with Lars Ulrich and
Wolfgang Van Halen.
And they did
rips on guitar.
They did AC/DC songs, and he like sang his ass off, and it was really good. And I hope that's another like shining moment for that dude to like maybe The Darkness get back together, because I really love that dark.
They're together.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Permission
man,
to Land?
I didn't know.
That's the band Rufus Taylor plays drums for.
Oh,
The son of Roger Taylor from Queen.
He plays drums.
He's
for
been
The
the drums
Darkness?
with The Darkness for like the past 5 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool at the concert. Yeah, those are the things that Paul McCartney played. You know, but James Gang. Also, if you look at any video from the James Gang playing from the audience, everyone in the audience is like, the hell is going on right now? Nobody is like remotely like enthused that they're playing Funk 49, their giant awesome hit.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, there's like the video I watched was a girl turned around the whole time just talking. It was really great. So anyway.
Yeah.
But R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins.
Great tribute concert, great performances.
Yeah.
Killer.
Right on. Luke, news?
But okay, so this is Luke's Legal Corner. We're back with the FBI this week. So everybody, Mickey Dolenz is suing the FBI to get his files on the monkeys. And Rolling Stone put out a list of other people in the wake of this who have also been tracked by the FBI. So I just wanted to give you a short list of artists here. We have Richie Havens, Nina Simone, and Sam Cooke, whose files have all been destroyed mysteriously. That was fun. Biggie had a file that was like almost 300 pages long, but that was mostly his murder. The FBI surveilled civil unrest at KISS concerts back in the mid-'70s. So that was a fun little turn up in there. Civil unrest at KISS concerts. Just repeated that one. Whitney Houston had a 120...
Ben, they give you Love Gun.
Yes.
Sorry.
Whitney Houston had a 128-page file, but that was mostly due to stalkers stalking her. So that was pretty interesting. Also, Robin Gibb had an FBI file.
I saw that.
But that was because...
Enemy of the state, Robin Gibb.
Well... He did.
What was he doing? What was he up to?
He threatened his ex-wife's lawyer and law firm repeatedly, so that the FBI was like, "Hey, maybe we should be looking into these threats." He was getting divorced at the time, but also Marvin Gaye had one that was interesting. But and Marvin Gaye's ended up being like other stuff. Like it really. Oh, he didn't get paid for a concert, and the promoter that he didn't get paid for got looked into. So that's why Marvin Gaye ended up having a file. So a lot of these are like incidental, it turns out, or like you got murdered.
Yeah.
None of them are really, other than like the civil unrest at the KISS concert and the destroyed files of Nina Simone, Sam Cooke, and Richie Havens, which is a little sus.
Yep.
More than sus, but so it seems like a lot of those are incidental, quote unquote. But you know, they did like really stalk John Lennon in the early 70s, so like that also, you know what I mean? So there's things that happened, things that didn't happen. We'll see what happened with the monkeys. This was Luke's Legal Corner.
Oh, okay. Well, to piggyback off of Luke's Legal Corner, now enter my courtroom. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but Nirvana is in the news. Yeah.
saw
So
that.
yeah, you saw that. Yeah. So Spencer Eldon, is that his name?
Yeah, the baby that's on the cover.
The baby that's on the
of
cover
Nevermind.
of Nevermind filed legal action against Nirvana, but it was ruled what was it? Untimely.
It got thrown out of court. He tried to sue
Yes,
Nirvana for being like sexually exploited as a child, but they found that the statute of limitations.
Thank you. A 10-year statute.
Luke's
of
legal
limitation.
corner.
Luke always. Why am I trying to cover the legal stuff when I have the
10-year limitation? So like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, kid, you gotta sue us before you turn 12 years old. Sorry.
Really though, that's crazy. If you think about it.
Yeah.
But also, that kid did a giant article, and I believe it was Spin Magazine about 10 years prior to this,
Right.
when the album had its I think whatever anniversary last passed.
20 or whatever.
Yeah, he did the cover where he like did it as like an adult. So, you know, man. I mean, you feel. That's fine. But
Yeah.
you know, dumb.
Good luck.
Jeffrey, any more music news?
Yeah. So the remix, 2018 remix of Pink Floyd's Animals is coming out soon. It'll be dropping on September 16th. So when this episode airs, it'll be coming right after that. It's overseen by James Guthrie, who is an engineer and producer with Pink Floyd since The Wall. So it should be really crisp and really what the band wants. He's consulted both Roger Waters and David Gilmour on the mixes. The track Dogs has already been released to streaming services, and I love it because like Animals is a great album, but you can't hear any cymbals on the original mix basically. And this new version, you can hear all the hi-hats and all the crashes and all the rides, and it like just sounds less dry and less sparse.
Yeah.
So it should be coming out soon, September 16th, and I hope it's good.
Yeah. I did. I listened to that.
Yeah.
That Dogs mix that you sent.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was good.
Because
I love Animals too.
The
man.
lead
It's such a good
vocals
Pink
are
Floyd
like
record.
3% louder, and then there's just cymbals.
Yeah.
Well, we should A/B it for an episode. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
We talk about old mix, new mix.
Yeah. Right on.
Cool.
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I got a little something. You know, I'm a fan of the indie sisters Tegan and Sarah. When especially from high school, when I was in high school, they released a book about 2 or 3 years ago called High School, about their high school days, and they did it together, which was pretty interesting. They have a new TV show coming out based on that book, and it's like a biopic about their high school life. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It's out October 14th on Amazon Prime, and they also released a cover of the Smashing Pumpkins today to go with that. So I think that's pretty cool, like, because they wrote a book about themselves in high school. That would be, I mean, like, if any other artist did that, it would be kind of like, imagine like Mick Jagger writing a book about his high school life and then like making a movie about it. So different kind of band, but still an interesting premise, and I think a very interesting idea for the biopic. So, it's kind of like a new move in that direction. So I think that's pretty cool, and cool for the indie heroes to finally have like their own biopic kind of thing. So
Yeah. When is that? Do you know when the show's coming out?
October 14th.
October 14th. So there you go.
I can't wait for like the Pavement biopic or some crap like that. Like that's good. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's gonna be next. That would it'd be.
Whoa, hold on. The only one that Luke's watching or waiting for is the Argent biopic. Okay, that's the one.
They'd be like, we need more keyboards.
50 years in the making.
Right on. I have one more. It'll just real quick, if you guys don't mind. So the band Merciful Fate. This is for all my metalheads who are hopefully here to, tune into our Megadeth segment coming up after the break. So the band Merciful Fate. I'm sorry. That is fronted by famous. I think he's from Hungary or Denmark, maybe. King Diamond. His band Merciful Fate, which was really, really big, way back when, have announced their first North American tour in over 20 years. So that should be pretty cool. It's going to kick off in late October, and then it's going to run until, I think, November. I think it's just like a 2-month thing. Opening for him or them will be the band Creator and a Cleveland black metal band called Midnight. So
Cool.
That should be
I have
Danish. Thank you, Danish. Yeah, so from Denmark.
Delicious.
I have a
My favorite, basically.
I have an old record by a band named Midnight that I think is from Cleveland, but it's from like 1977. I wonder if that's the same band.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Well,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. But anyway, just for the metalheads, a tip of the hat, Merciful Fate will be on tour in October.
Right
in
on.
perfect time for spooky season.
And I have one last news thing. Do you have anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
To segue into our next segment also, recently announced that King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard are releasing 3 albums in the month of October.
Oh yeah, remember I shouted that
Yeah.
out on that, but they're coming out now.
They're coming soon. The band put up pictures with them holding the covers blurred out on all of their social media things. So
3 albums
3 albums in
1
October.
month? How prolific.
It's exciting.
Jesus, yeah, that is exciting.
Which brings us to our next segment, our
Yes.
throwback of the week. We listened to the debut full-length album by King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard, which is an Australian psych rock, prog rock, garage rock type of band. It's called 12 Bar Bruise. It was released September 7th, 2012. And what do you guys think about this record?
The OCs. No, nope. King Gizzard is a band that I always kind of thought was like the OCs parallel band.
Yeah.
Especially this first record. It sounds very similar to the OC sound in 2012. From that point, it seems like the bands have splintered off in different directions and kind of become their own things. That being said, too, OCs had been playing a little bit longer, so this band might have been somewhat influenced by them, especially the yelp that is it's like all over this record is like an OC staple from like 2005. So I like that they were building off of that and doing different things with it. The harmonica on this record,
Right?
it's something the OCs would never do. So you start to see that they have their own personality, and their harmonica is definitely one of those. Another thing I enjoyed was the vocals. You could clearly hear all of the vocals. There wasn't that weird filter that a lot of garage rock bands.
Yeah, like the can thing. Yeah.
You could really hear what he was saying. What he was saying, though, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
And multiple vocalists, too. Because Stu McKenzie does lead vocals on a lot of their stuff, but Ambrose Kenny Smith, the harmonica player, does leads on a few songs as well.
Yeah.
A lot of gang vocals with like 5 guys shouting out choruses and stuff.
Another thing, again, I'm relating this band to what I know, but like OCs, there's no choruses on any of those songs. All these had choruses on, you know what I mean? So it's not just verse and then like a guitar riff. A lot of these had like choruses and verses, which made them more dynamic in their own way. I like that this band brings their like own Australian-ness to it as well, because you could tell it was different sounding.
Yeah.
Also, great names. 12 Bar Bruise.
Oh, great name. Great cover.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
what is it,
psychedelic king lizard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. They're a really cool band. And what I heard, I heard some of the there's like Black Keys peppered in, there's White Stripes peppered in, there's like, you know what I mean, like kind of that sort of juiced up garage rock before it, that was kind of like bubbling into this kind of like thing. My main experience with them was I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. That was like the first thing I ever listened to. So this was interesting to go back and give a listen, because it's like, oh yeah, this is, I immediately drew the OC's line, because it's like kind of not, but it's like OCZ, but like,
then like 2014, I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. That record turns to be more of like a Tame Impala-y kind of psychedelic nature that throws over their already like garage rock thing they had going on.
Yeah.
So it turns into like a much different thing later, because I listened to I'm Your Mind Fuzz after this, because I'm like, well, the OCs got proggy. Like they went prog, like and dragons and metal. What did this band do? This band got more like in the chill, like in the vibey range of like, we were saying like Tame Impala, where it's psychedelic, but it's not really psychedelic in the nature of it being
kind
like
of its own thing too, like
known as acid rock.
Acid
rock. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of fuzz guitars, a lot of layers of things. A band that pretty much at all times has 3 guitarists, harmonicas or keyboards depending on the song, bass, and 2 drummers. On this album, the second drummer is credited as percussion, so I'm sure it just means a drum set without like sitting down at a drum set. So he's probably banging on a bunch of stuff. I thought this was like laid the groundwork for what this band does. Like they make generally 2 to 3 albums a year, and they've done these left turns into like kind of synth based dream pop type of albums. They've done a couple albums that are like almost thrash metal. They've done some that are like these Middle Eastern atonal, microtonal type of songs. And this album is like very much like you wouldn't necessarily know this is their first album. If you just jumbled up their discography, this is so fully thought out and like realized that this seems like what would be their 4th, 5th, 6th album, because it's not weak, it's not meek, it's not, you know.
That's another thing
strong
to note too of how strong of a release this is, because again, a band like the OCs had all that like freak folk stuff that's like for most of the population highly unlistenable. You know what I mean? It's like just guitar. Most people are not into that. This is their second. They have an EP before this. This is their second release, and it's like, bam! The idea's fleshed out. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
They have their own kind of sound with their harmonica. And to note too, you said the 3 guitar players. You tell there's 3 guitar players on there, where other bands are really rocking 1 guitar player because they're more apt to do a guitar solo and have other things like pacing underneath. This is a real solid record, a real solid band. It's really hard for me to like haterade all over them. I really like this band.
Yeah.
And like a key to their sound in general, it starts off this album, which is the sound of a like multiple oscillating analog delay that like on a lot of the vocals, a lot of the lead guitar, they'll go like and does this ring like just shake thing, and that's how it starts off. It starts off with like kind of like plugging in sound check of that little sound. I love this band. Yeah. This is a very strong debut, and in their whole discography, like I think they've done like 18 projects in 10 years or 19, 20, something like that. But to me, this is easily in the top half of their work. And I would say this album probably falls at like the my 5th or 6th favorite album of theirs. Yeah. Really strong. 10-year and crazy, like how much they've done in 10 years. And
well, that's why
they're
I'm
a
like,
huge internet band. Like, they're not mainstream, but they're like a music magazine and internet band.
They're on the underground. I think they're, again, like the other band I'm referencing, they're more popular than that band by far.
Yeah, they pack everywhere they play.
Yeah, they're way more popular, I think, than the OCs are. I think, and the fact that they're international is a whole nother thing to their sound.
Yeah.
So I would kind of be on that this band might be really, really big one day. Like, I know that they have like an insane release schedule, but could happen, you know?
And they're very much a band for these times. Like their music it's pretty worldly and well-read and like plugged into the news and the issues of the day and global warming and global politics and blah 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 blah. I could see them having a big break, or just like being a massive, because they're kind of in that realm of like what a jam band's following is, which is like just a rabid fan base who like eats up everything they do and packs all their gigs. So successful on those terms, definitely. And 3 albums coming out next month.
And
I can't wait.
To tie it with a bow.
I didn't love their last one, but I hope these next 3 are great.
That's going to be exactly what I was just going to say. So to that note, if you don't like one of these that like come through the pipeline, there's going to be another one that you probably do like just as much. So that's the fun thing about this band, is like you don't have to anchor all of your love on one record. There's 3 more coming out next month. So, you know?
Yeah, just like
take what you like, leave the rest. That's it. Take what you like, leave the rest.
Yeah. Right on. Well, there you have it. What do you guys think 10 years later in retrospect?
12 Bar Bruise.
Where they came from, where they are now. Are they resuming touring?
Yes, they picked up their touring back up.
They did pick it up?
At the end. Nope. They're coming back at the middle of this month. I think the 26th of September. If you need that information, you can go on my Instagram page at Julius Spins Records and I have it on my Instagram. It's in one of my clips.
There you go. There you have it. All right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with our 2 new album reviews. We'll be right back.
Megadeth.
Hello, me. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Getting the Banana.
We're the music podcast.
For fruits all over the world.
Welcome. So we're going to kick off on our 2 new album reviews. This one, I will admit that it threw me for a loop initially, and then I was kind of pleasantly surprised. The album is YUNGBLUD by the artist YUNGBLUD.
With U's.
With U's. YUNGBLUD.
The name.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
I thought you were
U's.
talking about like New Jersey over here with use.
No, because if you search Youngblood is also a rapper if you spell it correctly.
Oh, yes.
So I just want
this is
to
like Yellow Wolf.
make that distinction. Or the Deer Hunter. There's like 3 bands named
true.
The Deer Hunter.
One is
there?
DEAR.
Yeah, one of them's from Providence, and they're pretty dope. Check them out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
YUNGBLUD
YUNGBLUD.
album YUNGBLUD. It's 12 songs, 33 minutes and 6 seconds long. So a pretty
Concise.
well timed album. What'd you guys think about it?
I thought that this album was a lot of fun. It had a lot of moments that were like high school-y, but not in like a bad way.
Yeah.
Like high school emotions where you're like, I love you, I hate you, we're dancing. It also had a great throwback to bands like My Chemical Romance that I thought was a lot of fun. The vocal delivery was Gerard Way influenced like heavily, I thought. Another interesting thing about this record, if we're talking new music, I talked to Jeff earlier about it. There's only like 2 songs with bridges on here, and if they are bridges, they're very short at that. So
Fuck bridges.
a lot of verse, chorus, verse. If you don't know what a bridge is, listen to Justin Timberlake. He takes it to the bridge in Bringing Sexy Back.
Chorus.
Nope, take it to the bridge.
Oh, does he do both?
Point of contention.
Oh.
It is technically a bridge. It's barely a bridge on that song. But yes.
But you call that a bridge?
Timber-
JT,
I'm sorry.
You call that a bridge?
Let me take that back. Timberland takes it to the bridge, and I'm Bringing Sexy Back. Justin Timberlake takes it to the chorus, I think. If I'm
Oh, you're
Now we're-
right.
now
No,
we're-
you're right. You're
I am
take it
right.
to the bridge.
That's
it's
right.
Timberland. Yeah.
And then Justin
We're splitting
Timberlake
hairs
goes, take it
here.
to the chorus.
It's not the content you want. It's the content you deserve.
So,
YUNGBLUD.
yes.
No
YUNGBLUD,
bridge.
No bridges.
No bridges.
Verse, chorus, verse,
A lot
chorus.
of verse, chorus, verses,
Yeah.
which is also kind of a pop punk thing, and it's definitely a punk thing. There are no bridges in punk songs, really.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting. Did you guys like any of the tracks on here? Like, what was your flow out? What were your jams? What did you guys think? Oh,
Jeffrey? Oh, so you look like you were going to say something.
pondering on a banana.
he's
I'm pondering my banana. I really enjoyed the duet with Willow.
Yeah.
I like Willow's vocal delivery. It I don't want to say Alanis Morissette because Alanis Morissette is so her own thing, but just how Willow's voice and how she sings is so what her one of one type of thing.
Yeah.
So I like that song,
I love that Willow song.
which is called Memories.
Yep.
I really my favorite song was probably the one that samples The Cure. It samples The Cure's song "Close to Me," and the song is called "Tissue." "Close to Me" is one of the most iconic. What you call The Cure, new wave-ish kind of emo-y, gothy
Goth.
pop,
New wave goth.
synth pop stuff. But that a lot of this YUNGBLUD record is very dancey. It's very amped up.
Yeah, that song "Tissues," it has that great goth thing. I'm in love, and tomorrow I'll be sad is the lyric in that. It's he's like, I'm in love, I'll be sad tomorrow. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm in love right now. So it has those good love songs on it. That Willow track, I really like that song. I like when Willow the emo lyrics on this album are really fun because they're so extreme. So when you take them to that extreme with the music, her lyric on there that I loved was when my heart breaks just a little bit, I want to drop dead. It's so extreme, and the way she sings it is really really good. But yeah, the way they're throwing out even the first song in that record. What was the name of that one?
The
The Funeral. That song is a lot of fun because it has like Billy Idol. Was that the reference you were
That's
going
the
to throw out?
reference.
I knew it.
Youngblood is this
The
generation's
new Billy Idol. I was thinking that the whole time I listened
Yeah.
to this because the
Yeah.
funeral is dancing by myself
Yeah.
all day long. And it's a new take on it because he's saying, like, you know, he's at his funeral and, like, he's hoping that more people would be there. It's, like, really emo take on it. And he's, like, wants people to be dancing there. And it's really great. It melds that Billy Idol 80s-ness with, like, a new, like, take on it, which is, like, emo 80s kind of dance pop, which is what this is. This is a cool record. It takes emo rock and like jams it into pop music, and that's working really, really well.
Which is exactly what Billy Idol did, which was like, I'm a punk rock guy, but I'm really a pop singer.
Yeah,
like
because
it's, like Michael Jackson could have sang all the Billy Idol songs, and they would have been hits. And
exactly, because Billy
yeah.
Idol was in the punk band Chelsea.
Yeah.
They picked him out and went, "You're a pop star now," and he went, "Damn right I am."
Because Youngblood, like, these are they're even more pop songs than they are pop punk songs.
Yeah.
They're radio pop, which is not a bad thing. It's just like this isn't some like transgressive pushing the limits of what you can say or can't say. It's it's emotional, teenager based type of songwriting, and this is his third album. I think this is his strongest album. He's had good songs before, songs I've liked, but as far as a total album, I really liked majority of this album. I really liked the ballad. It's called I Cried Too, which was very like auto-tune tinged. It reminded me of the 1975, which has a very auto-tune type ballad called I Like America. But it's very, very British, very pop, very kid-friendly and energetic. And
I don't know if it's totally kid-friendly. There's that like one line in that one song.
I mean, but
like,
kids today,
Yeah, there's that one song and that one line where he's like, I might have an STD, but I'm still having fun. Like it slips by real fast, but I definitely caught that one.
Right, but that's the what do you call it? Radical honesty and all that stuff. Like that's big with this generation.
That's
generation
what
of
it is.
kids, and it's like
it didn't come out as like something to be ashamed about. It was more of just like like this is who I am at this moment.
And the stuff about drug addiction and heroin and drinking and stuff, it's very much like upfront.
To mention, 7 of the 12 songs are listed as explicit.
I mean,
right? Because you throw one F word in and it gets explicit.
I think more of what you're kind of saying is more like it's definitely like for the kids music, even though it is explicit at points.
Angst.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like this record.
So did I. I thought it was good. I was pleasantly surprised because same thing. I saw the cover and I was like, oh boy, what are we getting into? You know what I mean? Just because it's like it's intimidating in the sense that it's like I know this is something that I never would listen to and I don't know what it is, so I'm like, oh. But after so we stream most of the stuff on Spotify. I'm not sure if Apple Music has the feature, but on Spotify, if you go on the mobile device, if you go to the album page, it'll also it has like Instagram story type things where he goes through every single song. And after watching that, like it really made me realize that's just kind of like, okay, sure, it's a little, it's the emo and the pop and all that stuff, but like I think that there's a genuine message behind it, man, because like the whole time he's really just like bringing like the idea of most of this album is like bringing people together and telling, like, breaking stigmas of like men being able to express their emotions and like addiction and like falling in love and sort of like these innocent kind of things that you let, like, you kind of go into and stuff. So I don't know, for me it was like I listened to the record and I was like, oh, this is surprisingly good, and then I watched those videos and I was like, I mean, he seems like a pretty socially conscious person. It's just a little tough because he's got that royal London accent, so you're like, it kind of...
Listen, you're about to watch the Osbournes reboot, okay? Get used to it.
Listen, they are from Birmingham, okay? I can do Birmingham. I can't do London.
But yes, this, I think that's a big thing, especially popular musicians now. It's like even 15 years ago, I think, was like kind of the cutoff where popular musicians were like, fuck it, I'm a kid and I'm a rebel and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. And now, like, the cool thing is to be conscious and to be mindful and to be like
as it
a
should
sophisticated human being.
As it should be. Yeah.
Any other thoughts or rating?
I just want to shout out some lyrics here real fast. In I Cry Too, there is an amazing lyric. She got vandalized by stiletto abuse. I don't know what that means, but I liked the imagery. And I'm all here for stiletto-based lyrics. Shout out Beyonce. Also, Cruel Kids had a lyric, hand make our pornographics, which was a fun way of saying that you made a porno, and I liked that lyric too.
Yeah, I saw that lyric too. That was
those were like two I wanted
clever.
to shout out. Also in again that Willow song, the running part of it, that melody is like the best melody on the whole record, I think. I really hope that becomes a pop radio staple, because I really think that has like potential to break through. But yeah, those are the lines I just wanted to shout out because stiletto-based lyrics, there needs to be more of them, and I'm here to shout all of them out. So that's the second one. We'll get a super cut in another 3 years.
All right. So song shout outs. I mean, we talked the funeral. We did quite a few. Any other honorable mentions you guys have?
I mean, I Cry Too is great.
So I thought Sweet Heroin was a good song.
Tissues. You like Sweet Heroin? That was my least favorite song on this record.
Yeah, I like
It was
that
one of my least favorite.
I like that
Only
tune.
because I've heard about 50 songs
Other-
that describe
yeah.
a woman like
As
heroin.
yeah.
So I was just over.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But like the song wasn't a bad song, but it was just like a boring lyrically song for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't
What-
Go. I like Don't Go.
Oh yeah.
Don't Go is a good song.
Mad was fun too. That was kind of like a one that I thought was like a different throw up, and I also loved the video of him explaining that song.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the best
yeah.
one in the
He's
whole
like,
bunch.
mad. He just
Yeah.
shouts mad.
He's like mad, like crazy.
Mad.
Is really good.
Gone mad. All right, shall we do?
Yeah, hit us with your
Go
with your
ratings.
rating.
I think I'm gonna go 7 on this. It doesn't take itself seriously. It knows what it is. It's fun. If you are 50 years old, you're probably not going to relate to it. If you're younger, you're definitely going to relate to this record. It's awesome. It's full of messy emotions. Emo done pop. I love it. 7.
Yeah, I'll join Luke. I'll say 7. I like this record. I was really like, yeah, this is. I was surprised as to how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, strong 7.
Yeah, I'm saying 7.5. I would listen to this again, and I will be listening to a handful of the tracks frequently. I'll maybe skip 1 or 2 songs, but for the rest of it, I really like this.
Yeah.
Cool record.
Right on. Let us know what you think.
Down, out, down.
Let's
Down, out, down.
Let us know what you think. On to the main event.
The symphony itself.
The Symphony of Destruction.
This should be the throwback pick.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, our throwback pick is like more timely than this is.
A bunch of 30-year-old guys.
Yeah. So Megadeth released a new album. And it is called The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead.
No, it's called The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead. Come on, you gotta read it right.
Sorry. Our apologies to the Mustaine estate. All right. Anyway, this is getting off the rails. So it's 14 songs long. It's an hour and 2 hour and 2 minutes.
It's a little
Bonus
less,
tracks.
It's
yeah,
a little less than
right,
that.
right.
You're counting
right. I'm
Cali-
counting the bonus.
yeah.
I am counting the
Yeah,
bonus tracks. Yes. So I mean, if I could start off by just saying like something that I told to Luke, just to kind of set the tone. We'll get into the actual like the meat of the album in a minute. But I told Luke, man, like honestly, I like this more than I liked maybe like the 2 more recent Metallica albums, Hardwired to Self-Destruct and Death Magnetic. I know that, you know what I'm saying? It's the natural.
I thought your face was gonna turn the other way, and I know yours did. You did too. I was like, "Oh, does Jeff like those Metallica records?"
I mean, they're fine, but
They're fine, but this is a lot
But this
more
is-
fun.
yeah.
I thought.
I think this is more bang for your buck as far as the thrash metal band goes. Like as long, you know what I mean, like a legacy thrash metal band goes.
Making
and that's
a
what I'm
new
saying.
album.
Yeah, and making a new album and like going for it and staying pretty true to like the Megadeth roots. Like, did Megadeth ever really waver in terms of stylistically? No, I don't think anything anywhere near to the extremes that Metallica did.
Not anywhere near. They had some kind of experimental phase that I don't know about personally, but
Yeah.
I read about in the late '90s where that guitar player talking about Marty Friedman ended up
yeah.
leaving the band because he was wanting to do more not metal, and they were like, "We have to do metal. We're Megadeth." So
Yeah, right.
90s, but yeah, pretty much always always on course to being a metal band though.
Right. And I try not to like take it or make it like a cheap thing when I do the Metallica reference, but it's like
But if we're talking about modern thrash bands that still make albums, Metallica and Megadeth are kind of like, you know what I mean?
Anthrax, but does Anthrax release new music?
Slayer released an album a couple years ago when they were on their way out, and that was kind of it.
Is Slayer done? I think
Slayer's done. Jeff Hanneman died almost a decade ago.
I didn't realize that they stopped when he passed.
Yeah. So the big four of thrash metal, which
Right.
a genre kind of started in like 1980, basically. Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax.
Yep.
The first three were all based in Los Angeles area, and then Anthrax is New York City. I think, Metallica is the best band of thrash metal because other than switching basses a few times, it's been a band the whole time, whereas Megadeth is Dave Mustaine and three other guys around him.
Yeah.
But like, in my opinion, there's no doubt in my mind the greatest singular like musician from that entire scene is Dave Mustaine. Like he's the lead singer, he's the principal songwriter, he's a great guitarist. He's like technically a rhythm guitarist, but he's not really a rhythm guitarist. He's like shreds and does tons of guitar solos, and I don't know, he's so distinct, so unique, and so where Metallica is like the band, he is like the dude though from that scene. And
I think he gets a freer pass to also not because Metallica was a much bigger band the whole time, so they kind of had more expectation, bigger album sales. Megadeth kind of got to like float by and make thrash album after thrash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little more under the radar. What did we think of this album though? Is this a return to form? I thought
it was great.
I thought it was like a good like kind of like reboot into the Megadeth legacy. Because, like, I'm a hits-only pretty much guy, and I tuned into this, and it cranked a lot of the things I wanted, and some of the things that made me go, huh. So, what did we like about it, though?
Yeah, I like the fact that Megadeth has always, like, in the early days of thrash metal, like, it's a lot of lyrics about society and corruption of power and mental illness and police states and disease and turmoil and like world issues, and Megadeth has continued to sing about those themes their entire career, whereas like Metallica did that for 3-4 albums and then kind of had to be like, let's go inward and talk more about our feelings and not the world at large. This album is great when it comes to talk about modern day issues, about world collapse and about police brutality and about power being used against people. And I just think it's great. I think it sounds good because Dave Mustaine had throat cancer a couple years ago, and he's supposedly 100% recovered from that and cancer free. But you think a lead singer has throat cancer, it's going to affect things a lot, and like he sounds
pretty much the same.
Yeah. You couldn't tell.
Like on the title track, he sings his ass off on that one. It sounds great and awesome.
Yeah.
I also thought that was like a cool like undercover COVID song because it's about the the bubonic plague, right? The Black Plague.
Yep.
And I thought that worked for them. I was like, oh, this is an Iron Maiden song about the bubonic plague done in a thrash metal.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It worked. It had like the three kind of parts that, Megadeth kind of would do, and so it's not thrashy the whole time. I liked when they were like more apt to like talk about like war footing or like on that kind of thing on this record, where they kind of get off on that is where I get off like with them, but the like Iron Maiden-ness of it when they're going for like the Iron Maiden kind of story thing where they're telling you something, I think those work really well, especially the song about the Black Hawk helicopter, which is, what is that called? That's called Night Stalkers.
Yep.
That song is really cool because it like takes his like interest in these helicopters that fly in the dark of night in war, and he wrote just how they fascinated him and how they work, and the song tells like a story of how these helicopters go out, and it's like really metal and cool. Yeah. What up, Alex?
Most popular song on the album.
Yeah.
Which one?
Night Stalkers.
It's because of the draw of Ice-T.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all those SVU fans.
It also has Ice-T of Ice-T Body Count fame.
Yeah.
and SVU. But yeah, he comes in and like gives like a breakdown of like before the helicopters like go out, like what's about to go
like
down.
a quick 20-second spoken word.
I also said to Mike, like some of these songs work like kind of like you're in like a Disney ride and it's like an immersive experience. That Night Stalker song definitely works like that. The other song that works just like that on this record is the song about going to Mars. Which is called
Did you dig the Mars Adventure?
Mission to Mars.
You know me.
Blast off.
The spaceman.
So saying that, like I shouted out like the 2 songs I really did like. This is one where I went like, what is going on in the song? So basically, it's if you've ever rode the Epcot like ball ride where you're launching into space, this is like the audio equivalent of that. Or if you've ever been on the Lilo and Stitch ride at Disney World where like they go to space, also the audio equivalent of that. And that is not saying a bad thing. It's like an immersive experience. It's like there's rockets going off. There's a countdown at the end of the song. It is crazy.
Well, give us your favorite.
Hello, Stitch. Meet the real Stitch.
Well, the craziest thing in the song is at one point he's talking about like some kind of like Mars, like moon sirens, ladies. And he goes, "Hey, ladies." And they go back to him. They go, "Hey, moon man."
Oh, it's so good.
Just like that in the middle of the song. Because I heard it. I listened to that song 3 times before I heard that. And then on the 3rd time I went, did he just say, "Hey, ladies"? And they go back to him, "Hey, moon man."
He does it again.
Yeah.
In Celebutant.
Yes.
In that song. Where what does he say? Yeah, you get the girls that are like, "Ooh la la." They say something back to him or something. It is so funny.
So I'm torn because
It's like, is this a Weird Al thrash metal band or is
this? Was it fun? Yes.
Yeah.
But was it like serious? No. It wasn't serious at all.
But I think he's in on the joke, though. You know what I'm saying?
He is in on the joke. So
satirical,
It kind of played off like in a weird way because I was like, this isn't a whole serious album. It has moments of brevity, and I wasn't sure I wanted to give him the artistic license to have some brevity in there because metalheads a lot of the time tend to be like, this is serious, man. And that was a lot of fun, like way too much fun to be have on a metal record.
Yeah.
But I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm still conflicted about that moment on this record.
Yeah.
I'm still like, I don't know how to feel about it.
Oh, I like it because he's not that like angry, sneering. He is like a more affable dude who does interviews and is like sober and found religion and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Some other songs I really liked. I liked the Dogs of Chernobyl, which is like the nuclear wasteland. I really liked the closer, We'll Be Back, before the extra bonus cover tracks.
We'll Be Back is a great tune on this record.
And I liked Celebutant.
Yeah.
I liked the song Killing Time, which has very like groove metal breakdown in the middle. Just sonically and like structurally and songwriting wise, this is a very strong album. And yeah, everything's done very well, singing and playing.
Yeah.
Dogs of Chernobyl, man.
Dogs of Chernobyl. Luke's been talking about this song for like the last week.
Yeah, because
he's like, Dogs of Chernobyl, man.
Because like again though, this is the thing.
But,
is it like can you write it's a You Left Me song, like a girl left him, like, and he's relating like the feeling of being left, like leaving the dogs that they left at Chernobyl. It is a wild song, and it's interesting because who writes a "I don't like you" song like that? It's like, I don't like you because you left me like you left a dog after a nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
It's very strange, but like again though, I found myself being like, this is weird, and I don't know if I'd give this pass to another artist, but I'm having fun with it on this record. I don't know what it is.
You just go with it, man. Go on the ride. I agree. I think everything's great. I think the guitar playing is phenomenal too. They have a guitar player. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Kiko Luriero. He's been with them since 2015. Dave Mustaine's one of those guys who always has like he's had Marty Friedman, for example. I believe he's had what's his name? Chris Broderick, I think is his name. He was in the band
Adler.
Nevermore. I think, and then I think he also had Jeff Loomis too at one point. Anyway, Dave Mustaine has always had like a good lead guitar, like hired gun guitar player, with him, and I think all the lead stuff on here is killer too, man. There's like some great stuff. The drumming is good. Everything sounds great. You know?
Also, we really didn't mention that the longtime bass player in this band just got kicked out.
Oh yes,
So
That's true.
yeah, so that happened too. He got Me Too'd is a fast way of saying that.
yeah.
Yeah, he had some
If you feel like looking it up, look it up.
videos leaked between consenting adults. I think it was really Dave Mustaine being like, "Well, I've never really liked you, man, so you're out of the fucking band."
Well, jokes on him because I mean, this dude's he's killing it doing this Megadeth cover band.
Yeah, did you see the clips of the
Did you
cover
see that?
band with the electronic drum set?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Anyway, so yeah, very good album. A bunch of dudes who are like 60 years old. At least I know Dave Mustaine is 60 plus. We'll see how much longer they go. If this is kind of the last thing they do, I think it's ending on a high note. And if they keep going for another 5-10 years, we'll see what happens. Because it's hard. I mean, he's had like nerve damage issues in his hand. He has like neck and back problems from headbanging for 40 years. And he looks like a 70-year-old man.
Yeah.
And it's a rough life to live as a rock star, especially in that type of music and scene and running your body down. But we'll see where things go from here.
Yeah.
Any ratings on this one?
I found this album to be conflicting because has those moments like I talked about. But it's a fun record. I'm going to give this a 7. And shout out to all the metalheads out there. I know you guys don't get a lot of love on the show, but we do love you and appreciate you.
Yeah.
This album's a 7.
I'm gonna go pitchfork on you guys. I'm gonna go 7-8. Because I mean it's is it daily listening? For me, not so much. I'm not I love metal, but like I put a metal album on if I will listen to one kind of thing. So yeah, I'll go 7-8. I think it's a strong record, man. And I give Megadeth so much credit for like continuing doing what they're doing and like staying true-ish to their form, kind of thing. And doing it better than Metallica's doing it right now. Just saying.
And having fun it sounds like they're
having fun. Yeah, and having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very strong. I'm gonna say 7.5. Just because like thrash metal isn't necessarily the stuff I love. If I loved this music, it'd be a little higher, but I think it's a very solid album, and I like Megadeth, and I would say this is like probably my 4th or 5th favorite Megadeth album. Because they have the classic run from like 85 to 92, and this is like right outside that. So
yeah, right on. So let us know what you think. Well, that being said,
I feel good.
Do you feel good?
I feel fine.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, everybody, and rate us on iTunes and Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. Yes.
Julie Spins Records.
I am the Bearded Morrison.
I'm May Jeffrey R.
May Jeffrey R.
You changed it?
Oh, you changed it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But more importantly, follow the page.
Follow the page, yes.
Which is GITG
Pod.
Pod.
Yes, on Instagram.
Follow the TikTok page.
Yeah, follow our TikTok page and all that good stuff.
Find us on MySpace.
Say goodbye to the people, Alex.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening.
This has been a presentation from the Wasted Robot Network. For more information and links to other shows, please visit www.wastedrobotrecords.com/podcasts.